Yeah, it's like the genome sequence is like our human fingerprint. So based on this, you can recognize, identify this thing. So I use the evidence exists in the genome sequence of SARS-CoV-2 to tell people why this is come from the lab in China, why they are the only one who made it, and also everyone who even have no biology knowledge, you can read it and you can check and identify, verify by yourself. This is the critical thing for us to know the origins of the virus. If not, we cannot overcome it. It will be the life-threatening for everyone in our life.
Welcome back. It's 12 September, the year of our Lord 2020. We're live from New York City, from the heart of New York, right across from Central Park and on Central Park South. Absolute, I think, disgrace that this city is totally shut down. I mean, virtual no traffic this week. De minimis traffic on the week after Labor Day when the city comes alive with business activity, commerce. It's really shocking. And it's now time for the American people. People have got to get serious. What happened here? What caused this? What's in back of this? Our co-host guest today is Miles Guo. He's a man of action. He's taking on the CCP as he's done ever since he left China, but now he's doing it with culture. We're going to talk about that in a little bit later, but I want to go to Jack Maxey. Jack, hashtag war and pandemic and the live stream have been on fire. Really glad, thankful for our audience for being attuned. Remember, we're here for the signal, not the noise. The reason Trading Desk watch us and news producers watch us, they know that we're always weeks, if not months ahead of where stories are going, whether it's the pandemic or whether it's the Transition Integrity Project. We make it a point of honor for us to always lead as being thought leaders where things are going. So, Jack, I know you've been on the, you and Miles have been talking about these floods, and you've been talking about this famine in China, the lack of food for months before Xi came out with the Clean Plate program, right? And now the Global Times is coming out, I think this morning, Jack, and aren't they saying Jack Maxey's wrong and Miles Guo's wrong and War Room Pandemic's wrong?
Well, the Global Times came out with an announcement this morning that was apparently from the National Food and Strategic Reserves Administration. I think it's from the Department of Humor. But they say it's the most abundant period in history for stocks of wheat and rice, and the ration supply is absolutely secure. China's National Food and Strategic Reserves Administration. And what you're seeing is, I reposted this, and lots of Chinese people are commenting. This is the same kind of lies they told us right during the Cultural Revolution before the last Great Famine. And they started putting up posters, these propaganda posters from the period. And so I think that we really are beginning to see some real problems in China. And I don't think we can discount what happened earlier this week with the last of the typhoons that blew across Korean Peninsula, North Korea, and then north of Beijing into the grain-growing region of China. Reports there are that the corn was not ripe when it got knocked down, so it's not even recoverable. They are in a very, very bad way. And another thing I want to point out, many of the agricultural lands that were flooded earlier this summer in mid-July, they are still underwater. And I think I pointed out the last time in 1998 when this occurred, it took 3 months for this water to recede. So I think the problems are just beginning inside China. And one of the things I'd like to point out, it's always the common man in China who pays the price. We talk about China does it better. They're on a global propaganda campaign to claim that they've done everything better for the virus, et cetera, et cetera. Let's remember, when they're saying they did something better, they're only talking about the leadership of the Communist Party. There are millions of people in China who've been abandoned. They don't have transportation. They don't access to health care, et cetera. And the peasantry of China were once again sacrificed in this flood to keep order in the cities like Wuhan, et cetera. And I see that there is many problems on the horizon for the Communist Party of China. Millions, tens of millions of Chinese have been betrayed.
I want to go back to Miles said, I think I was on the boat and was on one of the broadcasts, I think it was 2 months ago. Miles said that they're always coming. He says he called what Global Times said today. He said, when they have no harvest, they've screwed everything up. They always come out and say bumper crop, bumper harvest, bumper harvest. That's when you know that people are going to starve. But it goes back to and we're going to get to Dr. Li Ming Yan in a moment. Both the virus, the flooding, the famine, they control the information. They put out what they want reality to be onto these brainwashed people. And they don't care about, like Jack said, they don't care about the little guy. They don't care about Lao Beijing. They can always have more people. That if 10 million people die or 20 million people die, that's just a natural occurrence of what's happened. Is that what you're fighting? Is this where you could sit there and you told me 2 months ago, with the flooding and the famine, they will come out like they did back in the 60s, and they would say we've had a bumper harvest, it's been the best harvest ever. Is that what you're trying to fight with your cultural war now against the CCP?
Yes, sir. You look at, yes, 100% is. But look at the Dr. Yan. It's a young generation, Chinese, beautiful, elegant, good education, English, know they respect everybody, talk everything's true, very humble, very confident. That's new Chinese. So it's a individual people. You look at the CCP, you listen to CCP talk and announce, nothing is true, even the frauds, okay? Nothing is true. In Hong Kong, China economy, under the famine, Cultural Revolution, how many people die as a Cultural Revolution, and the Long March, Simon Mao, 73 years old, walk to New York, is go back, walk back to China, is 9 months. That's a totally lie. The famine is, this is a bumper harvest. I told you.
Bumper crop.
Bumper crop. That's 100% a lie. This nothing is true. You need to change. They talk this is true, you need to think another side.
If they say something, it's the exact opposite.
Yeah, that's why America last 50 years, no one time win CCP. That's why America needs to ask the government. Last 7 years, Sino-US signed 30,000 contracts between the two countries. No one deliver.
I want to make sure the American audience understands this. You're saying since our engagement with the Chinese Communist Party, that over 10,000 or 13,000 documents or agreements, that the Chinese Communist Party has never lived up to any of them, and they've always been the beneficiary, and the American people have always taken the heat.
Yes, sir. Don't trust me. Go to verify. I cannot change the history, right? Don't trust me talk the future, but you don't trust me talk before, you go to verify. Long March, how can walk to New York, go back 9 months, 73 years old, and had a lot of girlfriends with him together. You know, this how can happen? In Hong Kong, no people die. In Hong Kong, it's the 800,000 people go to the street, suppose CCP, make the extradition law.
You're saying that's a total lie?
Totally lie. They go to 1.4 million, 2 million people. They are against you CCP. They talk the lie, right? Don't trust me. Go to see the video, see the fact. Also, the famine. The famine in China killed 100 million people.
The Great Famine back
Great Famine,
50,
right? Great Famine. They hold 45.
Yes.
Truth is 100 million, right? Now, coronavirus. 9 months ago, they talked to President Trump. Don't be worried. I was by you best friend, personal friend with President Trump. That's the fault, right? The code. April is disappear. Then talk to Trump president. You don't need to wear your mask. But they are December 2019. They are all the people buy all the global PPE. Then they talk no people to people. It's from animal. Now, what does happen? America, 5 million people get infected. Nearly 200,000 people die. You look at year today, you look at last month, you look at last year, everything's fake. That's why nothing is true from CCP or even worse. That's why, even for us, that's why it's, sir, American friend. You are a great country, you are a very kind country, you have rule of the law. Here, the country don't respect the liar. But you cannot always work by CCP, listen to CCP, the part. You must be know the principle. From CCP, nothing is true. You get trouble because of this.
I want to go back because Dr. Li Ming Yan is coming out this week with these papers. She is the medical doctor and a PhD from the famous Hong Kong University School of Public Health. You have Dr. Gabriel Leung is the epidemiologist, world famous, and you had Malik Perez, the virologist. They were the individuals that really stopped SARS-1. They're the reference lab for the WHO, and she ran the lab, the WHO reference lab. What we mean by that is that really kind of oversaw the P4 labs in Harbin and Wuhan because the Chinese Communist Party will not allow people to go in there on a regular basis. She's coming out now with these papers that tie it all together and show that everything the CCP has been saying about this virus is a lie, that this virus is not natural, did not come from a bat cave, it did not come from those 6 miners down in Guangzhou, it did not come from the wet market, and that's why they closed it down immediately to get rid of any, because they couldn't show any evidence to get rid of it. But she says, and she was the point of contact, if you listen to her story, with the Beijing CDC immediately at the end of December of 2019. So she was in the information flow. And nobody's been able to poke a hole in her story. But I want to go back to the CCP has clearly been lying about this from the beginning, right? Clearly been lying about this. Is it your belief that they did this on purpose, or do you think this was an experiment that went awry and it leaked out and then they were humiliated and embarrassed? Or do you think this was part of their, essentially a biological weapons program?
100% is biology weapon. It's the only one to take down America, control the world. This is 100%. Even now, I know meet Dr. Yan. You meet Dr. Yan many times. Yeah, many times.
You've never met her.
Yeah, I never met her. So 1 week ago, and in China, is before the PLA, is the army general guy, is tell me, Dr. Yang can give the West world American the truth about this coronavirus, we call CCP virus, from where? I say, why you give me this voice and the message? Him say, her is the only one now P3 lab in Hong Kong. And Malik, number 1 coronavirus.
Malik Perez. Yeah.
Also, her husband is number 1. It's called, what is the 传染病? It's about, how can, infectious disease?
Yes.
Disease.
Infectious disease.
Herself is no virus. So the 3 guys together, only Dr. Yan can make this. You can know the 3 area. Also, P4 Wuhan lab is very connection to Dr. Yan personally. So Dr. know what is happening in the Wuhan. Day 1 is the coronavirus. Only Dr. Yan is the representative of WHO connected to the mainland PLA P4 lab. That's why him tell me only Dr. Yan can give full map about the coronavirus, very fun. Then is the general tell me, Miles, Dr. Yan is God gave us, bring the truth.
Hang on, we got to take a short commercial break. Since we're capitalists, we got to pay bills. This is War and Pandemic. Jack Maxey, Miles Go, Stephen K. Bannon. We'll be back.
War Room with Stephen K. Bannon. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
那么，我想告诉美国所有的同胞们，盗国贼们有着2个让美国人必须走入极度失败的计划。第一个计划就是刚才说的 BG1， 第2个计划叫 3F。这 3F 就是让搞弱美国、搞乱美国、搞死美国。这个计划不是荒谬的，它是存在的，而且美国 CIA、FBI 部门多是有听到、有感觉在了解。我今天以我的生命向美国人保证， 盗国贼在美国这个计划现在进行的非常之成功，非常之快速，而且对美国人民和美国人民的资产和生命一定会造成巨大的危害。这个危害一定不是一次911就所能代表的，可能是100倍、1000倍911。我不希望美国人在像1993年一样，一个小的炸弹发生，说大家都在等待了，最后一个大炸弹来了。像这个大家当年说日本是威胁，最后发生。
Okay, welcome back. Stephen K. Bannon, A War and Pandemic. We're here live in the heart of New York City. Also, Jack Maxey's anchoring down in Washington, D.C. on Capitol Hill. Wanted to play that in our radio audience. I know Miles was speaking in Mandarin, so I will go back and translate. But for the studio audience and for people watching on TV and the live stream, you can see the subtitles. That was from the fall of 2017. That was the National Press Club, and this came after the Hudson Institute, one of the most, famous, particularly of conservative think tanks on foreign policy and international affairs, pulled the plug on Miles Guo's speech that day at the very last second because of pressure from the Chinese Communist Party. This is a few months after Voice of America pulled the plug on a live interview of Miles Guo. Now, what is so stunning, and we're going to have this up during the day so you can watch it again, if you see the subtitles, Miles Guo is warning America. He says, hey, don't think the CCP is not coming for you. They're coming to destroy you. You're the only thing that stands between them and world domination. And he says they're going to hit you with things that are 100 or 1,000 times more powerful and more destructive than what happened to you on 9/11. Now, I'm sitting here in New York City. We just did a special yesterday with Rudy Giuliani, with Bernie Kerik, with Buck Sexton. People that were there are inspired to go fight the radical Islamic Jihad over in the Middle East. Sam Faddis from the CIA, a whole cast of characters, 2-hour special show, one of the best shows we've ever done, huge audience. 2,900, I think 77 people died on 9/11. We've had 23,000, I think Vish, 25,000, some number like that on COVID. Just so far, Dr. Fauci, the guys at the University of Washington say, hey, it could be 400,000 by Christmas Day. We could double. We're 200,000 now. You could have a second wave that's in the fall. It could be worse. Dr. Fauci said, hey, even with the vaccine, this is not going to end. You're not going to go back to a semblance or normality until mid-2021 or late 2021. That would be, ladies and gentlemen, 1 year from now. And I can tell you that the United States cannot take another year of this. We now have defectors and the Chinese intelligence that we know follows the shows very closely. You should understand, Dr. Yan's not the only one. There are many, many, many good people in China, particularly in the scientific community, that understand this can't go on. And they want to tell their side of the story. Dr. Yan will be first one out of the box this week. She's going to be putting up papers. She told the Daily Mail yesterday that shows that what came out of Wuhan did not come out of a wet market. That was all a lie. I remember one of the most powerful things when that happened. They had the videos of the people eating bat heads. Miles Guo called me immediately and said, the CCP was ready for this. Those videos were ready to go out immediately. Why did the world get those videos? He says they always try to humiliate the Chinese people. So they can sit there and tell the Chinese people, you see, the world hates you. We're your protectors. Miles said, hey, you don't have people in Wuhan sitting there eating bat heads and spreading that disease. That's all a lie. And we now know that those videos had nothing to do with the wet market. Now know the wet market had nothing to do with this virus. Dr. Yan said the other day that, and I think it came out publicly, when the CCP even was forced to admit that they had 40 or 50 or 60 individuals that had this through community spread in early January of 2020, that only 20-some were even associated with the market, even been by the market. They had dozens and dozens of people that had no relation to the market at all. The wet market is a lie. The bat cave is a lie. The bat woman's a liar, completely and totally. But what's most stunning to me is Miles Guo came. This is even before I met him. In fact, I met him that evening. Bill Gertz, you see there, was in the, Bill Gertz, a very dear friend, one of the best reporters about China at the Washington Times. Bill was contacting me later in the day and says, hey, you wanna meet Miles Guo? And I said, but I don't know if he's gonna have time. He's got this big speech he's given at the Hudson Institute. And they go, well, he's got some time on his hands since they canceled that. Miles, you gave a warning that when you look back over it is chilling. You said, hey, they're coming at you with things that are gonna be 100 times worse than 9/11. Why did the CCP, you feel, because you are, that this is a biological weapons program, and now when Xi's coming out saying this week, our system's the best. We're in control. Our system's the best. The Americans can't put on an election. They talk about democracy, and they can't even put on an election. They're all talk, no action. We're all action. Do they believe, does the Chinese Communist Party and Xi and Wang Qishan in their heart that they have to take down America?
Sir, I very know Wang Qishan, right, nearly 30 years. I know Xi Jinping personally nearly 27 years, right? So personally, I know the two personally guys. I know the CCP, 1989, they sent me to jail, CCP. I got released.
You were put in jail after Tiananmen Square?
Yeah, Tiananmen Square because
as a hooligan, being a hooligan.
Being a hooligan. Then I every day, even I sleep, I never forgot. I only in my life, the mission take down the CCP. So I every day watch them. I want to know them. I want to, try to find a good solution, find a good opportunity, take down them. So that's why I have a lot of, friends is from the CCP, PLA intelligence, and the China high level the people, all my friends, they call friends. I just want to know them, right? So that's why I know the CCP, the insider, what they want to do, what they think how can do. I know the intelligence is the top 1, top 2, top 3, last 30 years, everyone. China CCP is the control the country. They are only trust, brainwash, violate from every power from the guns. And they are used to solution intelligent. So this is why I last 3 years, you look at me background. I talk everything, not my talk, my personally. I base inside intelligence, give my information the truth. I'm very bad, it's the feeling, 3 years ago, this is the press conference, because 20 hours ago, CCP in America, Wall Street, lobbying, take down me, go to speech, Hudson Studio. Then I make the press conference. Then I give warning to America. I see, this biological weapon, they are prepared, chemical weapon, they want to kill America. Nobody, 3F program, BGY program. But everything happened now. I'm very bad again, sir, in this room. 2020, January 2nd.
I remember this. January 2nd, you broadcast from exactly where we're sitting, and what did you tell me?
I sit here. See, yeah. You hear. Yeah. I say, that's a biological weapon. It's from Wuhan, P4. America need to be careful. They only want the tigers to kill America, take down America. So 3 years ago, after 3 years, 2020, January, I sit here, talk the same story, but American people know how many people die. All the global lockdown. American die people near 2,000 thousands. 5 million get infected. Sorry, please, sir, could you talk to America? How can stop American people to die? How can give American people know CCP lie, Americans die? Also, how can stop American die? American too much politician, too much, everybody's speech, talk on the camera. What's your action now? See, 9 months gone. You look at the government. I don't see you anything action about CCP. You talk everything in your country. In your room, one question of go to Asia, go to China, go to CCP. But the CCP, they don't talk speech. They are action. They send the virus to go to your country. They buy all the global PPE. They make American 200 people die. They take down your economy. You lose $3 trillion. That's the CCP, why is the big power in the world? They are actually in your room, in your country.
Let me, we got about 90 seconds left, a minute and a half left. I got to ask you, you used the phrase Pandora's box.
Yeah, first
back in 70. And I've noticed that CCP has been using that phrase recently. Don't forces to open.
P4 Lab, the name is called Pandora Box.
The P4 Lab.
It is the Pandora Box.
Pandora's box.
Yes.
So in the fall of 17, this is the type of thing you were warning us about. Okay, this is Stephen K. Bannon. We're live from Midtown Manhattan. Our guest is Miles Guo. The warning to America came 3 years ago, came in the very beginning of this year. Now you're going to have Dr. Li Ming Yan this week come forward with a set of papers that also a professor at MIT, I think, at Boston Magazine, wrote is working in the same direction. So I think Dr. Yan will have much support after these papers come public. Jack, I want to go back to you to take us out in the studio.
Okay, guys, we're going to come back just shortly. I want to say I've been in communication with Dr. Yan for months now. I speak to her regularly. She's an incredible person, and I have some comments that I think will reveal why we should trust her when we come back.
War Room with Stephen K. Bannon. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
Action! Take out the 60
Welcome back. 12 September, year of our Lord 2020 on the John Frederick Radio Network, America's Voice. News, that's Dish Channel 219, and of course Newsmax TV, G News, G Media, subtitle in Mandarin later in the day. And I think actually G News or GTV may be live streaming us right now with instantaneous translation. We've got over 14 million downloads on the podcast. That song right there, The Roar Over the Vast Sea, is number one, I think, in downloads, or number one in mainland China right now. Miles Guo, our guest. We're going to get to Jack Maxey in a second with breaking news. Miles, this is a very powerful, another anthem. The words are quite powerful about the way of righteousness. Another kind of battle hymn for a new generation of Chinese to take on and confront the Chinese Communist Party. How are these songs actually getting through the firewall, and how can people listen to them in mainland without being arrested?
Sir, I so love the song. This song in China, in Asia, more than 30 years, I think it's the top 10, I think, very famous. It's from Hong Kong. So that's very important from the very personally, it's the singer, very good. Even Chinese, the word is talk is very romantic and very, individually, is the rhythm, very good, beautiful. So we are.
But that's not romantic. I mean, the tune is from Hong Kong. Those words are not romantic. Those words are definitely not romantic. That's a fight song.
Yeah, but yeah, right. Yes. Then is the before the song is the one movies, very famous movies in this the song. So now we change the lyrics, right? We change
the lyrics. Yeah.
The lyrics is about is the whistleblower movement, take down the CCP. Everybody loves the song. You can la 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 la. Everyone know this is the song.
Yeah.
And can wake up all the Chinese. Wow, what happened in Hong Kong? 35 years ago, Hong Kong can make the song. Now you cannot make the song.
You cannot make that song in Hong Kong today. You would go to jail.
Yeah, jail. Maybe you miss, maybe suicidal. To be suicidal.
They disappear you.
They disappear you and to be suicidal. So now, I really appreciate America. I can have safe. I think American, the power. I can hear, make the song. I can put it back. It's make a beautiful song. All this song in China, the popular word is take down CCP. West side like take down CCP song. That song is more popular in China. All the army, all the police, they make the song on the car, boom, boom, boom. They get arrested. Many people get arrested.
Why are people in mainland China drawn to this song?
Because the people, same you are 35 years ago, the song. You really familiar with the song, and now it's Miles Guo make the song. Everybody know me, so they're like, oh, Miles Guo is very good. Take down the CCP. They are make we are coronavirus kill the world people. They know the truth. That's why the song can make lots of Chinese new generation and the old generation is wake up, is take together, take down the big influence. That's why it's CCP immediately create called website music. Police officer.
So hold it. They've already set up a policing activity because they're afraid of this music getting into the mainland.
Yes. This is maybe 10 times, 100 times bigger than take down CCP, the song. It's this in China, in Asia, super influence power. That's why they try is call somebody. We can pay 1 billion move to take down CCP. We can pay more than 1 billion take down the second song. This is the West see the song. This song, sir, you look at this, we changed the lyric. The lyric is so powerful. This is from We Are Whistleblower.
Yeah.
Also, the producer is from Canada, Tang Ping, and
so you had a Hollywood producer for Take Down CCP and a Canadian producer for this.
Yeah, Canadian, Chinese Canadian. Yeah. She is very, very good girls. And also the gentleman is very good professional from China, is the rock star. Now they work with us, work with us the whistleblower movement. No charge, no benefit.
Right.
They just want to take down CCP. So this all the global, the 700 million people, Chinese, they want the song. So any lyric change by them, by me, we work together. That's why it's huge influence to CCP. Never happened one song, sing the song, directly talk about China, the coronavirus truth. Directly talk to Chinese, CCP is alive. The world people die. directly talk to the Chinese. CCP is the evil. They always cheat us. Everybody gets the feeling. So this why is last minute la 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 la. There's la 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 as same America. Boom boom boom. This everybody familiar with this song. You look at on the boss. I just never try. I just look at the song. Thank you, sir. You encourage me. Miles, you can do. Okay, I try. Boom, I got the record.
It was a rough start, but I knew Miles had it in him.
This is my master, 100% master. I have no confidence. Only Stephen K. Master, Miles, you can do it. Look, your voice is good. You make a song. But sometimes I song, you put it close to here. This is really bad.
Yes.
But now I think give me more confidence. We have super team Tang Ping and Qi, Mr. Qi, gentlemen. Also, we have we have a lot of various. We are friends. This big help, very hard work, make the song. It's a great song in China now, in Chinese.
All right, so now these are the first two. They're already number one. The Takedown CCP's number one download.
Yeah.
The Roar of the Vast Sea is already playing all over mainland, number one there. Is there going to be more music? Music's going to be like fashion? That's going to be you've always told me you got to have two guns.
This is why lifestyle, including the song, including movies. Lifestyle can totally change your brain. That's why we need a cultural movement. We have more of the song, it's happened.
So you say it's going to be fashion, music, TV, movies, all of it.
Everything.
You're going to go against them.
We call individualism. By America, democracy.
No brainwash.
No brainwash. Talk the truth. We don't want to do the media, make the money. We want to just use the song, use the lifestyle, talk the truth about China, about the virus, about the rule of the law and the faith religion. That's we are the one.
We're going to come back in the next segment. Jack, I want to toss to you. We got about a minute or so left. I know you got some breaking news. Our huge Australian audience. Australia once again making news in this war against the CCP. Jack, can you give us an update before we go out?
Global Times has a big smackdown on Sherry Markson, who is a big fan. We are a big fan of hers in Australia. She wrote an article about the great Chinese science swindle that came out in early August, where she really highlighted this 10,000 Talents program and the theft of Australian intellectual property. Well, the Global Times just came out today and said she's a tool of U.S. intelligence, that she's been smacked down. They're giving her a hard time, which in my mind tells me that Sherry Markson is over the target, taking flack. Big props to Sherry Markson. Great reporter, great investigative reporter, and very, very brave. I recommend everybody follow her at Sherry Markson. Back in 1 second.
War Room with Stephen K. Bannon. Here's your host, Stephen K. Bannon.
Yes. When I did the secret investigation, I just thought I should respond to my supervisor, and they will do the right thing on behalf of the government and also WHO. But what I say by deeper investigation is no one respond to that. People are scared of the government, and they are willing to collaborate with China government and WHO to get more benefits, to become safe. But this is something, as I say, urgent. At that time, Chinese New Year time, big transportation from Wuhan to China to all over the world. This is a high contagious, dangerous virus. All these things make me cannot keep silence. I mean, This is for human being, for global health. That's what I have to do. Although faced to the life-threatening, I just want to deliver a message as much as possible before I get despaired.
Welcome back. War and Pandemic. That's Dr. Li Ming Yan. And talk about a hero. They have been after her family, been after her friends, been after her colleagues ever since she defected from Hong Kong, had to slip out in the middle of the night. We had to, there were many different alternatives of how to get her out. That story will come out, I'm sure, in the days and weeks ahead. She's going to come forward this week with a series of papers that talk about how the West has been kidding itself. You know, the WHO is over there negotiating about how to even get in the Wuhan lab. This is absurd. It's embarrassing. You know, Sherry Markson now, our friend and colleague in Australia, has been attacked by the Global Times. I want to give the Global Times a heads up. Check the show on Monday. We're going to get Sherry Markson on here to defend herself. She's a fabulous investigative reporter. She's 100% correct in what she's talking about. Remember, the Global Times is attacking you. You're doing the right thing, because the Global Times is nothing but the running dog mouthpiece of the Chinese Communist Party. Whether it's CCTV, People's Daily, Global Times, these are all propaganda arms look to go after those people that are coming after the Chinese Communist Party. Jack, I know you got some insights on Dr. Yan before I turn back to Miles. What do you got for us?
One of the things I want to impress upon our listeners about Dr. Yan, she's getting attacked by all sides, particularly in China. That you've heard her say that they try to describe her as just a lab technician, etc. And I speak to her regularly, and I really feel the sincerity in her voice. And one of the things I think that should highlight why we should believe her is that she was chosen amongst all of her colleagues to be the point person on checking out this new influenza-like virus, potential SARS virus that was going on in mainland China. Why? Because she was from mainland China. She was the only person of her stature in the lab who had been completely educated on the mainland before she came to Hong Kong. So there was this sense that they could trust her, that she was part of the team, if you will. But because she is a person of such incredible moral character, she could not do that. She had to tell the world. So I have tremendous respect for her. One of the great things of being a participant in this is being able to meet these heroes, these Chinese heroes who history are going to remember, just like our founding fathers. And she is certainly one of them, Steve.
Look, Jack, even more, as importantly, she's got the proof. You know, she was in a reference lab in Hong Kong University, most prestigious in Asia. And they knew they had a problem. Let's go back in time. On the 31st of December of 2019, remember it's called COVID-19, right? We now know they lied and it was in 19. On the 31st of December 2019, the Free Chinese in Taiwan contacted the WHO and told them there was a problem in Hubei province in Wuhan, community spread, human-to-human transmission. Dr. Li, the heroic doctor of Wuhan that died later, was saying the same thing in WeChat. This was an open secret. But because WHO and the UN is so politically correct, they can't really talk to the Taiwanese. So what did they do? They had their lab in Hong Kong immediately make contact with Beijing CDC. Dr. Yan has all that information. She was the point of contact, okay, with Beijing CDC. She's got all the records, knows what they know, and they knew it at the time. Miles Guo, in this very room on the 2nd of January of 2020, he came out and said, hey, I'm hearing that there's a SARS breakout in central China, and they're lying about it. The only question before us today is, was it an inadvertent mistake and they tried to cover it up and lie about it and it's caused all this death and destruction? Or like Miles and Dr. Yan and other of the Chinese expatriates have come to the West to tell the story, they say, no. It's a biological weapons program. They did this on purpose. Miles, I want to pivot to you. And by the way, Global Times, be ready for Sherry Markson. We broke that story with Sherry. Her reporting, she came on, I think the first TV appearance she had was on our show back in August. She's 100% correct. There's not one iota wrong with her reporting on that, and we'll back that up on Monday. Miles, we got a few minutes left in the show. I know you've got two guns now. You're going after the CCP, but I have to ask you, given everything that's happening, you're now back off the boat. You love New York City. You love America. You came here, and I just remember seeing you the first day you got back. You go, I can't believe this is New York City. I mean, we're 9 months into this thing, and this place is dead, right? There is nothing going on in New York City. The economy, I mean, everything's shut down. There is literally, it's almost like a ghost town, the greatest city in the world. Is the CCP laughing at the West? What does America and the West have to do to respond to the Chinese Communist Party? Or are they just laughing at us? They think we're so hapless that we really can't respond to them.
Sir, I think, this is my life. I number one love the country is the America, because they have the rule of the law. They have the free religion. Also, I love the city, number one, not Beijing. Beijing is shit. I like American Manhattan. Beijing is totally shit. A liar, cheater, dirty. Everything is too crazy. Manhattan have all the nationality in here. Any country people can live here, and everything here is free here. I love Manhattan everything. But 180 days ago, I leave the Manhattan. I go to the boat. Then I come back to Manhattan. I look at Manhattan. Nobody happy. Everybody scared. I look at the street, nobody, empty. Everything seems a dead city. I'm so painful, sir. That's why also look at American government. Everything is speech, media. You look at every government speech. I will feel. Never action about the protector American citizen.
We've got to jump it. You're saying action.
Yeah. This is why CCP don't just want your country district you. American only one way you can win.
Okay, 10 o'clock on Monday morning. We're going to start all of this over again. The biggest, most important election in American history. The biggest inauguration in American history. We're going to cover it all. We're going to have Sherry Markson from Australia defending herself against the Chinese Communist Party in the Global Times. Miles Grove, thank you very much. The new cultural revolution of Miles Grove.